Hey Crownies, welcome back to a new vlog. Today it's actually a special day because I will spend 2 days with my dad and I'm going to show you what my dad is doing the whole day. I told you before already that my dad has 3 jobs. Sorry, 3 jobs. And we're gonna join him in one of his jobs because every summertime there is a season. He is a truck driver, but he is not just a truck driver for any kind of products. He is actually a special truck driver, and yeah, that's what we are going to show you. The last time I went with my dad, or I joined him driving truck, that was around, I would say, 15 years ago. So actually I think he is also a little bit happy that I join him again, because it's like a little like father and son stuff. So now you guys are curious what we are going to transport. In Germany we have a tradition, this is around the world, and here also in Germany we have I do not know if I pronounce the word in the right way, but in Germany we have Tauben, also Brieftauben. This is a bird, and I think in English it's pigeons or pigeons? Pigeons. You're gonna see now a picture of these birds. Please let me know if pigeons is right, but I think yes. But I will, from now on, I will just talk about birds, because birds I can say. So what is the idea behind? They are groups of people, they have like a competition and they're owning these birds as pets. And they do not just own this as pets for feeding them and enjoy this, they also make races. And the idea behind is that different owners put their birds in the truck. My dad will drive the truck now to an area far away. Then my dad let these birds flying, and then they are counting the time, how long it takes the birds to come back home, and the bird who arrives at home as fastest is the winner. I think in America they're doing the same way, and also in France or other countries. So this is not just what it's happened here in Germany, but my dad is driving the truck for this organization since over 20 years, I guess. It sounds like a little bit weird now, and it is also a little bit weird, but yeah, when you continue watching this vlog, I think a lot of questions will be answered. But now my dad is driving the truck in the front because we need to put our stuff in the truck. You can see that there's our car parking, and there's the truck coming now. And then we are going to pick up the birds, and then we will drive, I think, 2 hours or 3 hours to the parking spot. Then we're gonna stay there overnight, and then on the next morning we're gonna let the birds fly, and then the race starts. It's crazy, I know, but we're gonna see how it works. So the truck is coming! It's an old lady, guys, so please have mercy, okay? Yeah, she's a little bit crying, you can hear it, but it still runs. So now we're gonna stop here so we can put all our stuff inside, and then we need to pick up all birds. So Crownies, we are here in the truck, we are ready to drive. That's where me and my dad gonna sleep tonight. I sleep up. My dad sleeps here under me. Yeah, my dad is also here. Papa, sag mal hallo.
Hallo.
We are going to drive to Bitburg. Wie lange dauert das?
Wir sammeln jetzt erstmal ein. Dauert 3 Stunden und dann 1,5 Stunden Fahrt.
Okay. We are going to drive to Bitburg, and that's the place where we let them fly, but on the next morning. And this is just 1.5 to 2 hours drive, but these are youngsters, so that's their first season flying. So this bird has no experience. For that reason, this is a training flight. So they just, yeah, we do not drive so far away with them. So they have, yeah, it's easier for them to find back home. Wie lange brauchen die ungefähr, bis sie dann wieder zu Hause sind selber?
30 Stunden, 45 Minuten.
Okay, so you need to just imagine, guys, we are driving now 2 hours to the spot where we let them fly.
They fly 80 kilometers.
80 kilometers.
Flies.
Okay, so and this will be a flight distance 80 kilometers, and it take them just 30 minutes to 40 minutes to be back home. So when we let them fly, they are faster home than we are driving back with the car. So just for you, so you have an imagination how quick these animals are. But at first we're gonna pick them up, and then I can show you a little bit more and can tell you some more details. Okay, Crownies, we are here now at the first pick-up destination, and this is the first of, like I said, 3 pick-up places where they yeah, load the birds, and then we're gonna bring them to the flying spot. I do not know how they see vlogging, so I will try to vlog now, or I will ask them it's okay to make some videos, so you can see how they load the birds. Here you can see now the English word is full. So everywhere where you can see now full, also voll, it's the English word full. 1020 birds. 1020. So we are here on the second destination. Now my dad told me that he needs to drive backwards inside the hall. It's a little bit complicated, so we can check my dad's driving skills. But he's driving trucks since 35 years, so I think there would not be a big problem. There he needs to go inside. Ja. That's what we call professional, I think, or? By the way, for everyone who's asking, this truck is 28 years old. It's an MAN, it's a German truck. And my dad is, like I said, driving trucks since 35 years. But before he was also driving smaller trucks. That time my dad told me that in Germany you was allowed to drive a truck who has 7.5 tons weight. You was allowed to drive with your normal car driver license, and on top of that you were also able to carry a trailer what has also 5 tons, or I think also 5 tons. So with your normal with your normal car license in Germany that time, before my dad was forced to make a driver license for trucks, he were able to drive 7.5 tons truck plus a trailer. But then the German government changed the laws, and then in 1989 my dad was forced to make a truck license, so now he is allowed to drive up to 40 tons. So what I didn't know is that this is now the third destination. That is where we started actually. So we picked up first the other birds. Now we are back here where the truck is normally parking, and now we're gonna pick up a lot of birds. I mean, I see them there. I think it will take some time now, and then after that we are going to drive finally. I can explain you a little bit about the technique in this truck. So when later the wall is down, okay, the animals get air through this entrance. So when my dad is driving, there's the air supply for the birds. Also later when we are in our destination where we let the animals fly tomorrow, before my dad goes sleep, he gives all of them water. And in long travel times, because this is, like I said, this is just the youngsters, this is just the birds from this year, that's the second flight for them. So the second flight, it's just around 80 kilometers, 90 kilometers, it's not long. But the longest destination these birds can fly is 600 kilometers. But to drive 600, so that they can fly 600 kilometers back, my dad always drive around 700, 800 kilometers, and that's my dad always drive this destination or this challenge. Okay, he needs 2 days driving. Okay, so when my dad has travel for 2 days, so he needs to drive the 600 kilometer challenge. Then my dad always give them food and drink. Also, so that means you can really be assured that these animals, the people really care for them, okay? Because of course it's a competition. Of course there's also a win. The owners of these animals, they are treating them pretty good, because in the end of the day, I would not say they make money with it, because it's more a hobby. But especially when it's your hobby, you are trying your best, you know, it's like a passion. These animals, the birds, they are doing what is their nature, you know. When they are flying, so when my dad let them fly, there is no one pushing them to the limits, okay? He just let them fly, and then they are trying to find their way back. And I talked to one of these owners, and the biggest risk for the animals are hunting birds, like predators, like eagles or hawks. Some of these birds doesn't come home because the eagles or the hawks are catching them, but this is also just a nature part, you know. This is something you cannot control. They say some might also stay in the wilderness and they do not come back, because maybe just imagine they are flying 600 kilometers and then there's a male bird, a male pigeon, who finds a wildlife female. So it can also be that they stay together and he doesn't, and the male doesn't come back anymore because it's falling in love with someone else. So for me, people might think that this is a torture for the animals, or they might think that this is not good. But in the end of the day, the animals are just doing what is their nature, okay? And you need to know, when we let them fly tomorrow, like I said a couple times already, in 30 to 40 minutes they are back home, okay? So what takes us now to collect all the animals and bring them to the destination where we let them fly takes way longer than the actual fly, okay? The actual race. The race is just 30 minutes. And also people might think that the animals are having stress while they are driving. Do you know when you have a parrot and the parrot is always making noise and it disturbs you? You know maybe that when you put a cover over the cage, the parrot stops making noise automatically, because everyone knows that birds are day active animals. In the night they are sleeping, but in the night this is also the most dangerous time for animals. So the nature made the animals that when it's dark they are silent, so because when they make noise the predators can find them. And this is the same here, you know, when you'll see later the animals, they will drive when everything is closed, it will be dark for them, so for them it's like night. We're collecting now the last animals. I wanted to ask, I will ask later for you how many animals this is, but I think it must be around 1,000 or 2,000. And then we are ready to go. Okay, so here in this last pickup place we also picked up now 1,300 birds. Now we are ready to go. My dad just brings something from the car, and then I would say we see us at the place where we need to drive. For us it will take now 1.5 to 2 hours, but for you it will be directly now. So Crownies, we are here. It's getting dark already. It's late evening, I think it's like 10 or 10:30. Yeah. So we are parking now. Now my dad needs to bring the trailer in balance, but it's actually easy because it has a hydraulic system. The reason is actually, it has nothing to do with the birds about the start. It's because my dad needs to give water to them, so it needs to be in balance when my dad pulls water for the animals, so it doesn't drop. You guys know what I mean? Yeah, so that's what my dad doing now, look. And then the water runs through some pipes going down, so the animals have water. The last time I went with my dad, I was 15 years old, so it must be 19 years now. So for me everything is also new. But yeah. So Crownies, good morning. It's I think 7:30. We are here at the Pigeon place. You can see the truck here. Wait, the truck is staying here. And the second truck arrives also. So there are two different groups, and now we have two trucks here. He arrived this morning. We stayed here overnight. For everyone who wants to ask, this is how it looks. as you can see here, I was sleeping up there and my dad was sleeping here downstairs. That's how we sleep last night. Now we need to wait for the weather conditions, because I told you yesterday, or lately I told you that the problem is that these animals, when they are flying home, they they locate each. They try to navigate through the sun and other parameters. So the weather needs to be good. This morning when we woke up, the weather was really bad and so much clouds, and so now the sun comes out and it seems that the sky is getting blue. You can see it here, you can see there, it's blue sky. There is some clouds, there's the sun, and this is the problem. Wait, this area here is still dark, you can see. And this is the direction where the birds needs to fly. So we are waiting now. The organization president, he is monitoring the weather conditions for the whole track. And now we are waiting for his confirmation that we can let the birds fly. I would like to explain you something, what it's based off my dad's knowledge about what is the purpose of this. Actually, it's a hobby, okay? The people who doing this, they do it because of passion. Maybe their parents did it already, the father did it already, so they grown up with this, and of course they hold the tradition up. But this is also a competition, and of course in the end of the year there are like flies, there are races, also bird races, where they really can make money, okay? So this actually here, it's just a training flight for the young birds, but in the end of this month, like in August or something, there are really, like, they call it championship flights or competition flights, where the older birds, like these birds are now 1 year old, I think, or this month. Papa, wie alt sind die Vögel?
1 Jahr.
Ah, okay. So these birds are just 1 year old now, but there are also birds who are now 4 to 5 years, and they are flying the long range, like 600 kilometers. But then you can imagine that the competition birds, the people can really make money. In Germany, the prices for in this kind of competitions are not that high, but there are countries also in Asia, like in Japan or in Korea, where this hobby, it's really like a big hobby. We can talk easily about millions or $100,000 win when your bird is the fastest bird. Here I hear that in Germany, I think the high prices is around 5 to 10,000 for these really long range competitions. That's what I heard. I do not know 100% if it's true, but in the end of the day, it's more just a hobby. Okay guys, I want to show you something. This is a old truck but has a more modern system. This second truck here, he has a very old system for starting, so the preparation is quite more difficult. So my dad is helping the other driver now to prepare everything. So the good thing is, here on this truck, on the second truck, the cage doors are made from plastic, so you can actually see the birds. So when they are doing this now, I wanted to show you how it works. Here you can see the birds now. But first you need to open this. Okay. Now he is removing the lockers. You can see there, every locker gets open. these are the safety lockers, okay? For safety. Because the real locker system is here. You can see this is the actually locker. And then later, when they start, and this system is different because later we close it again, everything. Then the lockers will be removed per button, and then the driver needs to open the wall, and then each line the birds can fly. Our system from this truck, it's a little bit easier because he can press one button and all birds fly directly. I really hope you guys are able to understand, but later when you see it, you directly know what I mean. For some people it seems like a torture for the animals, but maybe it's interesting for some guys. My dad is driving truck for this organization since 25 years. And like I said, in this truck there are 3,000 birds at the moment, just for this one tour. My dad drives around 10 to 15 trips in the year. And now let us say 5,000 animals times 15 tours, okay? Other 5,000 times 15, that's around 75,000 birds per year my dad is driving, every year. 75,000 birds, okay? And he is doing this now for 25 years. So you can calculate now how many birds my dad was driving in his last 25 years for this organization. And he told me in 25 years driving he had 10 dead animals, around 10 dead animals in 25 years. That means he was open the cage, the birds flied, and then after controlling he found around in 25 years under 10 dead birds. And of course you could say now that they died while driving because of the stress or other reasons, but you know, you could also say that maybe they were sick, maybe they had an infection, or maybe they were just too old, because this kind of birds, the life range is between 5 to 10 years, so maybe they were just old and they died while driving because age reasons. Maybe they were sick. But to me, I mean, you don't need to believe my dad, but when my dad tells me that in 25 years he had just under 10 dead animals in his career, then I believe my dad, you know. And I think you guys know me. I'm raised by my dad. I'm always trying to be honest with you, so I would not show you this if there is anything what put my dad in a bad image. So you can also know that these owners, they love their animals, they love their hobbies, so for them it makes no sense to put their animals in a risk or in a danger, because the whole work for the competition would be gone in just one day if they would do something what harmed the animals, you know, because the goal is that they are running fast and that they are flying fast and that they win the race. So for that reason you need to make this travel for these animals as comfortable as possible, because if the transport to this area here, it's too much stress, then of course it has a bad influence of the race, you know. And my dad, he's doing this now for 25 years, so he has a lot of experience in this, and he also knows a lot of these animals, and that's the reason why the owner of this organization is really happy that my dad is doing this for such a long time, because the owner always call my dad, and how is the weather? And my dad knows about these animals, so he can directly see in the sky if the animals will have a good fly or not. And if the weather conditions is not 100% perfect and there is the smallest risk that these animals could end up in a thunder or in a big storm, or that they cannot find back because the weather is not good enough and too much clouds, my dad prefers staying here overnight, one night longer, instead of putting the animals in danger. Okay, because the biggest risk for the animals is the weather conditions, and like I said, hunting animals like eagles or hawks. So we need to wait now, and I hope that you guys will see a really nice flight start or a nice race start. I hope. Okay, my dad now starts preparing everything for the start of the race. We're gonna show you now how he is doing this. Okay, Papa, was machst du jetzt als erstes? Aber dann können die noch nicht wegfliegen.
Nee.
Ah.
Ich kontrolliere jetzt mal, dass Perico alles oben ist.
Ja.
Dass nichts passiert. Lass den Motor ein bisschen laufen, dass du Luft hast.
Ja. Okay. So at first we need to let these walls up. There is an English word for this, but I do not know it. So at first we let the walls up, and then I show you the locking system. My dad needs to start the engine now, so the air pressure can go higher, because this car, the whole system works with air pressure. Okay, Crownies, check this out. Here you have safety lockers, okay? But you can see this stick. This stick works with air compression. So here's the block. So this cannot get down. If this brown thing goes down, the birds can fly away. So here you have the main locking system. Okay, and here you have the safety locker. What my dad does now is he gonna put all the lockers like this. Okay, I won't do it now, but he will put all lockers like this. So if he will press the button, these lockers will go down, and then all doors flip like this automatically, you know, so it goes down like this. But for that reason he needs to manually put all lockers in this position first. So because if you won't do it, if you forget it in one and this locker system goes down, the door still stays closed. Okay, so now we're gonna make the preparation. So when my dad get the confirmation that the bird starts, he just need to press one button and all birds can fly directly. You're gonna see it later. Crownies, this is the button. When my dad takes this button and push it down, the birds are free. In 3 minutes we're gonna start, and then 15 minutes after our start, the second truck will start. So he has the advantage now. Also hat den Vorteil jetzt. Weil wenn er jetzt sieht, dass unsere nicht wegkommen,
dann bricht er ab.
Ah, see. So when he will observe our birds, and if he sees that our birds doesn't find the way, then he can say, okay, no, I will wait 1 more hour, because from the moment the bird's flying, the time is counting. Ja, also von dem Moment an, wo der gestartet ist, zählt die Uhrzeit, ne? Das heißt, wenn wir dann 10 Minuten suchen, haben die schon 10 Minuten Zeit verplempert nur für Suchen.
Aber wie gesagt, das Training kriegt keine Zeit.
Also jetzt ist es egal eigentlich, ne? Ja gut, aber letztendlich, das manipuliert ja trotzdem die Zeit, deswegen...
Ja, klar.
Ne?
Wenn die suchen, geht die Zeit.
Ja. Actually, it's interesting, right? But you can also hear, guys, now the birds knows already it's the second flight, that it's about to start, because they're getting nervous, you can see. Three minutes, the countdown. Okay, we're gonna start. Okay. So now my dad needs to make sure that they leave. Like I said, they are youngsters, they doesn't know what to do properly. So my dad is now checking if really all birds left the truck. See, they are gone already. So it seems they find the way. There is a small group flying at the moment, but they're also going directly in the right direction because this is the home direction. So it seems that they really found the way. Now we wait 15 minutes. So there is enough distance between truck 1 and truck 2, and then the other driver let the other birds start. You can see this is manual. Yeah, that was the second truck, and now we are ready, so we are going to drive back home. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. So please don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and see you next time.